Hey, Brian Pitts, how you doing, sir?
Man, it's great to see you.
Likewise. So what's going on with this coach, sir?
This is Coach 1730. We custom built it for some great friends of ours. I say built, it's actually we are building. It's not quite finished yet, but we're really low on inventory, so we're pulling them out of everywhere. So I backed this one out of the cabinet shop so that we could have a look at it today. It's an awesome coach. I'm looking forward to showing it to you.
Well, myself and the folks on YouTube greatly appreciate the opportunity. It looks like this one's a mid-entry coach.
Yeah, we've talked about it before. I love mid-entry, so I couldn't pass up a chance to show you this one.
Well, I appreciate it. I'll tell you what, let's give the folks on YouTube a look at this paint job here. This is really catching my eye. What's going on, sir?
Well, it's got a lot going on, actually, and it's funny you don't notice some of it as you first walk by it because there's ghosting in the white stripes right there with pearl. So you got to catch it in just the right light, and then you can see all of the shapes that are hidden in there. And then we also have some stenciling around the edges and drop shadows on the paint so that it gives it depth. We've got a lot of clear coat on it. We've got ceramic coating on top of cut and buff. It is a sweet paint job with a lot of depth.
Yeah, and I don't know if this camera's doing justice on all of the detail work in this paint. The human eye is able to capture so much of this detail work, but there's all kinds of images ghosted into this paint job, and you can really only see them at a certain angle of the sunlight, but just a stunning exterior. Is this a Ryan Laux design?
It is. It is. And further, this guy's a big Texas Aggie. So I'm sure you probably can recognize some of the colors in there. He uses the coach to tailgate at Texas Aggie games. My wife's an Aggie, so they were friends right away. This guy's, off the top of my head, this is probably his 5th coach with us.
Wow.
And man, we just love building coaches with his family. They're so cool. They've always got fresh ideas, and this paint job's one of them.
I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys did on the inside of this coach. You want to show us around a little bit?
You bet. It's got a very detailed engine bay. That's one of the things I just love about Newell is all of the polished stainless steel. Everything is super neat and easy to get to here. You know, in my own personal motorhome, which is a Brand X, getting into this engine is like you need to be part monkey to get in there. It's just this tiny little thing and the engine's way back in there. This one you can just walk right up to. Should it ever need to come out, this bumper cover unbolts, the engine cradle unbolts, and the whole thing slides out. We've even got a removable section of the subframe so that the turbochargers don't have to come off. We can just literally slide the whole engine out the back. And then with all the polished stainless steel and the LED backlighting and everything, it's just killer looking when you're parked at night.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely second to none as far as accessibility to the engine bay. And it's hard to see right now because it's light outside, but there's a light right here that actually illuminates down on the engine bay so that you can see it at night still.
Right.
So.
We've got a built-in pressure washer with deionized water filters so you can rinse spot-free. This hose is designed so that there's a quick connect on the rear of the coach and on the front of the coach, so you don't have to drag the hoses down the side and risk scratching something. I really like that setup. I end up doing quite a bit of my own coach washes because you can't always have the detail guys where you need them, no offense to you.
Yes,
but
sir.
you know, you pull up at Sturgis, you might be waiting a couple of weeks to get your coach washed.
True story.
I love to use this thing. It really helps out.
Absolutely.
Another thing that I like along the detail front, the wheels on our coaches are almost always chrome plated. There's some preferences there. Some people like the polished aluminum, but for the most part, everyone orders chrome plated, which that takes about 5 hours out of a detail out of the program. You know, you just wash them, rinse them with the spot-free water, and move on to the next task. So this coach is one of those. It definitely has chrome-plated wheels and really nice. This one is the fuel bay. We always put a camera on both sides of the fuel bay. That way you can tell when you're lined up with the DEF nozzle. The fuel nozzle is a lot easier to deal with. The DEF nozzle, you got to kind of pull it out, so I usually line up off of that. But both sides have a camera on it. And then house batteries are here Fuel is here. This is 205 gallons of diesel. You can fill it from either side. I generally use the other side unless I'm in an odd situation where I've gotten pinched up into getting fuel at a smaller truck stop. But I usually fill up from the other side because the DEF tank is right there beside it. So you just hang up the fuel nozzle, grab the DEF nozzle, top it off, and you're good to go. It couldn't be simpler. This next bay here, this is pretty cool. So this is a slide out storage tray. It goes all the way through, but we also built him some custom picnic tables.
Oh yeah,
that match the inside of the coach. These are awesome.
That looks like a Newell built picnic table. I don't know if I've ever, oh, that's super
Isn't that
cool.
Gorgeous?
Oh, that's gonna be awesome when he's out tailgating.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So it's got two of those built in, and he's got a place for his chairs up above here.
I love how everything's just customized, just so well engineered and designed to make the customer's lifestyle as easy as possible.
And then to finish out the tailgating thing, check this out. So this is the plumbing bay. We've got a 49-inch television out here on the front of it. This is a remote controlled, so you can kind of just open it up to wherever you want and stop it. And the plumbing bay is back there behind it.
And is that the AquaHot 675 house behind that TV?
Yeah, AquaHot pumps, tanks, and filters are behind that space. So this is kind of ideal for a flat screen television on the outside. It's not going to take up any room. This kind of rounds out the tailgating here. You got the television there, and then check all this stuff out. This is awesome. So he's got a whole outdoor kitchen out here. This is a removable Traeger, the smoker, so he can kind of put it. We hesitate to build grills in anymore because it's hard to get it far enough away from the coach that you don't get greasy smoke on the side of the coach. And if you're tailgating out here and the wind's blowing this way, you'd really rather have the grill down there and vice versa. So we generally make them removable these days, but this Traeger, this thing is killer. You can put ribs on there and just kind of set it and forget it, and it takes care of business.
Heck yeah.
And then it's got the whole prep surface and outdoor kitchen area here. Big
lot of countertop
fridge and
space
freezer.
there.
Yeah. I mean, you can just imagine how much fun this thing would be at a college football game, right?
True story. I want to come party with this guy sometimes.
No
yes, sir.
doubt. He is an awesome guy.
Got the 20 kW generator.
Yeah, 4-cylinder turbocharged 20 kilowatt generator. We've got it built in back here where it's nice and quiet, and I've got it running right now because it's 104 degrees out here, and we're going to be inside here in a minute where we need some air conditioning.
Yes, sir.
So it's going to get loud when I open this.
Yeah.
It has its own Halon fire suppression system. It's got its own air ride chassis so that it doesn't vibrate the coach.
Yeah, definitely proven technology. They've been using those for a long time.
True.
It's a great looking front end on this coach.
Porsche Design knocked it out of the park on these.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, sir. Yeah, and I got to point out too, you've got a pretty big fade here. You notice how it fades from black to gray, and then there's an image kind of stenciled in there that is very hard to see, a ghosted image, but just a beautiful front end. And then you've got all of these drop shadows down here. And I just love all these white pinstripes that they've been using recently, how it breaks up these colors. So you've got a maroon and then like a cream colored color, and you would think that was white, but then when you look at that bright white pinstripe, you can see these are actually two different colors here.
This is the chassis fuse box here. We call the bay the chassis fuse bay, but there's a lot of stuff going on in here. The fuse box itself slides out and swivels so that you can have a head-on look at it if you need to. We've got a primary and a backup air compressor down here. I usually switch them back and forth every 50 hours or so that they're both getting used, but they are literally set up completely independently so that if one fails, you can switch over and use the other one. We've also done a little chase right here where you can bring the cord from the golf cart in and plug it in up here. That way you don't have to run an extension cord to the back of the coach. You just pull the cart up to the front. and plug it right in. It's a very well organized bay and easy to get to what you need to work on every time. These two are the other side of the two front storage bays. So we've got some custom shelving built in here to accommodate the different things he wants to carry. Those blue filters there on the side are those deionized water filters that work with the pressure washer. So you'll get estimated 150 washes out of them. Then you just dump the resin, get some new resin from Amazon, put them in there, and you're back to business again.
Yes, sir.
This is the other side of the plumbing bay here, and my favorite plumbing bay in the industry. It does everything just the way I like. Like the hose is always attached to the coach, so I don't have to mess with it. I just pull it out, put it down, open it up, and from then on run it from inside the coach. When I'm finished, I close the little valve here so there's no drips and run it right back in the side of the coach.
Yes, sir.
You got a nice hand wash area, 25 foot of water hose. There's 25 more feet in the little gray care packet there if you really need to reach out. And there's also 20 more feet of sewer hose that twist locks onto that one. This is 20 feet. You can reach a total of 40 feet.
Wow.
It has a manifold system, so if something breaks in the coach, you can turn it off and still use everything else. It has an awesome 110 volt water pump. That'll make 60 PSI to every faucet in the coach simultaneously if necessary. And then it has a 12 volt backup here, so if you're dry camping or if the big pump goes out for some reason, you can use the small pump and keep going. These doors, I should probably say a word about those. We designed these bifold doors because with quad slide coaches, you've got most of the door under a slide at one point or another. So when they bifold like this, they're not out in your way as you're walking around on the campground, or they're not sitting up here where you bang your head on them. These bifold under the slide, they stay out of the way, and we also designed them to lock in the up position, so if the struts get weak, they won't fall on your head while you're working.
Yeah, I just want to point out too how industrial that hinge is, and then when you close that too in a second, you can just feel the quality much different than any other door in the industry.
It feels like you're closing a vault door, really. This is the house fuse panel. As I said, this coach is under construction, so it doesn't have the cover on it yet. We're still hooking everything up in there.
Yeah, and I'll splice over a picture of what it looks like with that panel. And I have done some videos with James, the VP of Engineering, and the engineering department going over the whole new N1 system.
The Aquahot is here. With this being a center entry coach, the layout of the base changed a little bit. So
okay,
this is the big 675D series Aquahot. It's 64,000 BTUs on diesel, 45,000 BTUs on 220 volt electric. Driver's side fuel door with another camera here.
Yeah, I love that stainless,
yeah.
Such a great look. And then again, that light, you can see it kind of illuminating down. Yeah. So if you're fueling up at night, you do have that light illuminating.
The stainless makes it easy to clean up if you do have a spill, which is almost inevitable at one point or another. And then our upholstery shop makes these little bibs that you can put over the fuel neck when you're fueling, and over the DEF tank when you're filling up the DEF, so that if it does drip, it'll hopefully stay on the vinyl and not on the stainless.
You guys are always thinking ahead of how to keep everything clean, because I'm sure this owner is going to want to keep this coach pristine.
Perfection.
Yes, sir. Well, it's a pretty good looking coach. I think we've seen about everything outside here. Anything else you want to touch on outside before we give the folks a tour?
It's 104. Let's go inside where it's cool.
Let's do it. Yes, sir. A little humid out here in Oklahoma, too. Should we show them the coach with the slide outs in? Show them a mid-entry?
It's not a bad idea. There's a lot of room in there.
Yeah, let's show them the coach. Now, my backpack is going to be on the floor there. This is totally not prepared at all. And as Brian said, it still is under a little bit of construction, so look at this entryway. Just
isn't that tile work gorgeous?
So beautiful. The craftsmen here at Newell Coach are second to none. Just amazing what they're able to do. So I love this. So yeah, so this is now all the slide outs are in, and we're gonna put the slide outs out in a moment, but let me just walk front to back here. You guys can see I've got, you know, plenty of room here Brian, you're probably about 6'2", 6'3", or how tall are you?
6'2", 230 pounds, and I can walk through without really having to turn sideways. You know, you've got in this floor plan really a minimum of 15 inches of walk through with the slides closed.
One of the major advantages of the mid-entry that Newell coach owners that I've talked to about is when you're up here in the passenger chair, you don't have to worry about the door, you don't have to worry about the step cover. A lot of times the pets can hang out up here, and if your driver is going to go fuel up, passenger doesn't have to get out of their area or anything. They can just be nice and cozy up here. And while I'm pointing that out too, I just want to point out you've got a cup holder here. I see this carbon fiber here. Is this like a charging port for your phone, or how does that work?
Yeah, that's an induction charger, so you can just set your phone on there, later models, and it'll pick up and charge. There's one on the driver's side, there's two by the bed. Really nice setup, no cords required. It keeps it looking a lot cleaner.
You guys are making life easy for your customers.
Trying to.
Yes, sir.
This mid-entry thing works out really well for my wife and I, because she has like a nest, is what I call it up there. You know, there's a blanket, there's an iPad, there's a book. Our pug travels with us, so she's perched up here. So when I want to go kick tires outside, you know, it's just quickly out the middle of the coach, around to check everything and back in without having to disassemble the nest.
I'll tell you what, while the slide outs are in, why don't we walk to the back of the coach here and check it out, check out the whole coach here. Man, this is a great, I can't wait to see with the slide outs outside, but what a great looking design here. And the refrigerator has not been installed. Like Brian said, they took this out of production for us to film it, so I can't thank you guys enough for the opportunity.
So this is a little different back here. Our coaches usually, with a retractable bed, allow for you to walk around the coach. In this case, they wanted to do a built-in makeup area, and the little stool underneath, which I'll show you when the slides are out, is also, it doubles as a crate where their dog sleeps at night.
Oh, cool.
Pretty neat deal, but it's the depth is such that the slide has to be out to get around the bed.
Okay, and then, you know, still with the slide outs in, one of the major advantages of a mid-entry coach is if your friends are hanging out and you're hanging outside, you want to come inside to use the restroom, you've got your half bathroom right here. So literally you can go from the outside and be at your half bathroom with just a few steps. And I just never stop getting amazed by the design work that Newell coach uses in these mid bathrooms. We'll look a little bit more at this in a moment. Why don't we put the slide outs out? You want to show the folks on YouTube how the slide outs come out?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
So when we're about to run the slides out, one of the first thing that really has to be done is we've got to start the coach. Newell requires the coach to be running. That way we have plenty of air. We're sure the leveling is right and the coach is not in a bind. So I'll do that. And this is pretty cool. We've got a little slot right here where we keep the key fob. That way it's close by, but it's not communicating with the ignition and drawing the battery down as they look for each other.
Oh, very cool. Is that brand new? I don't think I've seen that before.
This is brand new. Yes.
Oh, very cool. You guys are always thinking of new stuff every time I come to Oklahoma.
Okay, so we got the coach running now, and then the next thing we'll do on the leveling panel here, we'll make sure we're in travel mode, which it'll take care of just now.
Yes, sir.
And then up here, and there's a number of ways to do this. You can run these with your phone, you can run them with the iPads, the touch panels through the coach. This is the original panel, and due to 20 plus years here, I've just kind of gotten in a rut on that. You don't have to do it this way. In fact, if I get in a tight location, I pulled into an unfamiliar resort and it had heavy landscaping down one side. I took my cell phone outside and ran the slides so I could watch to make sure it didn't get scratched. Pretty sweet setup there, but for the most part, I use this.
Yeah, and I did demonstrate that in the Newell Coach 1718 mid-entry video with Grant, the general manager here at Newell Coach, where he demonstrated that. I'll leave a link to that video in the description below.
Awesome. So first thing we do on the slide panel here is hit deflate seals. Now, what I typically do during this process, this takes about 60 seconds. I'll often go outside, plug the coach in, put the sewer hose out, hook the water up, and so on. It will stay deflated for quite a while, you know, to give you time to get everything moved around you need to do. So that's how I usually run it. And conversely, as I'm bringing the slides in to leave, I'll start the coach, put it at ride height, deflate the seals, and then go outside, pull in my hoses and the cords and so on, and then by the time I get in, it's ready to roll. You just start pushing buttons and running slides. Process, if I'm not hooking up a car, less than 5 minutes. If I am hooking up a car, probably 7 or 8 minutes.
Yeah, now the other way would be to individually deflate every seal as you're putting the slide outs out. So this is something I don't think we've talked about before. You want to explain a little more? So you can just deflate all of the seals, and then that makes putting the slide outs out a little bit quicker?
Much faster. So what the point of being able to do them one at a time is, like, if you're going to spend the night in a Walmart parking lot and you just need the slide in the bedroom out, there's no need to deflate all the seals because you're only running one. Most of the time, though, that little 3-part chime right there means we're ready to go. Okay. I didn't time that, but in my head, I'm thinking less than a minute. And then you just start selecting slides. And we've got it set up to where you hold the extend button the whole time, because if you go, hey, wait a minute, am I going to clear that pole outside or whatever, you can stop it right there and check.
Yeah, it's a heavy duty slide, and you definitely don't want to have it going out when there's a post or something out there that you might have missed.
Check out these things right here. So as the slide goes out, the bearing covers raise the tops and then extend full length, so that way when it's retracted, it doesn't block your walkway. Otherwise, you could never do opposing 30-inch slides.
Okay.
And now this flat floor is coming up to fill in the hole where that was, which gives us a lot more floor plan flexibility because we're not having to build over a lip.
Yeah, and nothing like a Newell coach when all the slide outs come out and all the floors are flat. There's more floor space in this coach than anyone in the industry.
Now, I generally, as a matter of habit, kind of just do them counterclockwise toward the recliners. The recliners have to be positioned correctly so that they don't scratch the floor. So I will have all the slides out by the time we get around to that.
So I'm going to show the folks real quick. You just put out the driver's slide back here in the rear of the coach, and you can see how much more floor space is gained just by the one slide out coming out, and then you can very easily get to that rear. I can't wait to show you guys that rear bath. And then now, so now you can see what the coach looks like with just the 2 slide outs out. So really, if you only put 2 slide outs out, like at a Walmart or something for the night, you would have a lot of room in this coach. But now I'm going to show you here, this 4th slide, or this 3rd slide out is almost out. You can see that drop floor is coming down, and I'm excited to take a closer look at this bedroom with Brian here momentarily, because this design process is, the design of this coach is just over the top. And now the rear bedroom is in full position. Let's see this 4th slide. So really, very quickly, I mean, really just a couple minutes. Like you said, really didn't take too much time. Now, these recliners are in the slide out, but you don't need to move those or anything. You just put them all out the way this is designed.
And then once it's out, you can position them where they go over the floors.
Yeah.
This coach is kind of interesting because they chose, rather than to do the second side of the face-to-face dinette, they wanted more room for the chairs.
Yeah.
So it's designed to where they can turn one or even both of the chairs around and use it as a dining chair there at the dinette.
Oh yeah, great design.
It extends 14 inches, so there's room for both of them.
Yeah, I really like that design, and just beautiful colors here. So now
we're fully deployed.
We've got a coach here now. So you want to tell us a little bit about this coach? Well, here the one thing that you would probably need to do is just put the ottomans down here.
Yeah, maybe give you time to get it staged.
Yeah, it's all right. We're gonna let the folks on YouTube see all the work that you got to put in here. We're giving them the full experience here. I could have edited all this out, but we want to make Brian earn his pay today here.
That's fair.
Yes, sir. And this is I've talked about this in separate different videos. So you have a few different types of ottomans that can be used. This is cool how they're separated, so you can separate those or put them together, and then this can be used as a coffee table, and then you also have storage inside of them. Really excellent design. That's so little like a laptop tray that comes up,
or cocktails, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, you always need some place to set things down.
Yes,
so
sir.
That comes up between the two, and then like I said, this will very easily rotate around. I've got the driver's console under here.
Oh yeah, that's a thing that Newell's been doing for a long time. I really like those. You got a couple cup holders, and then you can just, you know, move this wherever you need.
Like when I'm by myself, I usually set it like this, but if my wife is traveling with me, I turn it like this, and then we can both reach it, and that's where the sandwiches go.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, and it's just real easy to spin around as need be.
Part of traveling with your spouse is the sandwiches.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
But anyway, so these will easily rotate around and you know, be a part of the dinette if you need them that way, and then back to recliner mode afterward.
Yeah, and the finishes in this coach are just stunning. Very light, bright, kind of blush tones, and then a little bit darker floor. Is this all custom chosen by the owner of the coach?
Definitely is. This is a younger couple, and they just really like the super light, airy feel. Early on, when we first met them, they had several kids that traveled with them. These kids have all trundled off to Texas A&M because that's the way it works in this family. But they've still got the coach set up, so if the kids come visit, there's room for everyone. That's why the dinette's set up the way it is, the big sleeper couch and all that. So if the kids do come visit, or if they go to A&M for a football game, they have room for everybody inside. But it's been interesting watching how their coaches evolved over the years, you know, from like a triple bunk 2 sleeper couch, you know, down to that this is really pretty much set up for mom and dad, and maybe the kids will come and visit.
This is the empty nester coach.
That's exactly
here. Yes, sir.
Yeah, but they love these really light colors. They're big boaters, and they use these same colors in their boats, and it's really a breath of fresh air in here. It's just so light.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. And then while you're talking, I'm noticing this couch behind you. What a cool style with the 2 tones. Now you would think it's all white, so you'd think it's one texture, but you actually have 2 different textures here. So you've got like a leather with these buttons, and then is this almost a cloth?
Ultra suede.
Ultra suede.
Yeah.
And then back to that, what's the term with these buttons?
Those are called button tuft.
Button tuft, okay.
It's kind of a flashback. That was a big deal in the 60s, and now we're seeing it really come around in modern decor again. Cool, I really like it.
Yeah, I do too. And then the other thing I've got to point out is how it's got a little bit of a curve here. So if you wanted to kind of lay down, or maybe use that corner and lay down on the couch to watch the TV up there, just a really neat design how they did that.
We always call these the sprawl, you know, because you can just kind of
yes, sir.
lay
Yes,
back
sir.
in there.
Yes, sir. Then the gallows speakers up here, all white, just really beautiful. Oh, so you've got the projector on this side then.
So they've got the big television up here for just daily watching during the day, and then of course a projector on a 72-inch screen with Anthony Gallo acoustic surround sound subwoofer and all that for movie time and night watching. The last coach we built for them, they did the projector on the other side because the kids were still around a lot, and they would project through the screen for outdoor movie night. As you pointed out, this is kind of the empty nester special, so that's been changing a little bit.
Yeah, I think those 2 recliners look really comfortable to sit back and watch a movie, so I really like this design.
I have to stay away from those. Those put me to sleep instantly. So.
Yeah, especially on a 104-degree day. Yes, sir. Yeah. So going through as we're talking too, I'm noticing the light colors on the ceiling and the different textures. As I've mentioned, the human eye does not the cameras do not capture things like the human eye does, but really just beautiful design in this coach.
Yeah, I really like it too. Beautiful colors.
Yeah, so now I noticed this over here too, just a little tray. I don't think I've ever seen that in any other coach. What's going on there?
What's going to happen here as the coach is finished, this is a Alexa, and this runs the coach. You can tell it to turn on the lights, lower the shades, select a channel off of Dish Network or DirecTV. The Alexa really works with everything in the coach. So if you are cuddled up in those chairs and don't want to move, you don't have to. It's all voice control.
Just tell Alexa what you need done. Very cool.
This is a little unusual.
Yeah.
The cabinets you know, often our customers are looking for as big a windows as possible, and in this case we built some nice sized cabinets over the windows on this side. That's still open, which is fairly typical, but this is a little unusual here. Now you have to in order to do the projector.
Yeah,
that's its home, and it's got to be there, but to have cabinets all the way forward is a little unusual for us.
Yes,
nice
sir.
storage, great size storage up there. We put 110 outlets everywhere possible because you know you're going to charge things or want to plug in a you know, an audio video device that's not built into the coach. So we put those everywhere. Another one of the things that these folks really wanted to accomplish, if you've seen other videos of our coach, you see a lot of light switches and shade controls on the walls. Very convenient, they're right there, you don't really have to go looking for them. On this coach, they wanted to minimize the appearance of that as much as possible. So with the Alexa right there, you can do a lot of it there. Obviously it's all right on your cell phone or your iPad, so you can run it from there, but we've hidden controls behind doors all through the coach, and that was no exception back there. You know, that panel is usually mounted on the front of the galley, and in this case it's behind a drawer or a door, so that it's hidden and does a good job. But you can run really everything in the coach off of this. It's on the climate control page because 104 degrees, that's the most important thing we got going.
Sir.
But they're all there. The house functions, the lights,
heated floors,
the shades, the slide outs, the AV system, all of it. This cameras is all there, and then this is what runs all of those shades and lights and so on that you see on the normal panels that are out here on the front of the slide headers normally. Absolutely
stunning coach with the panel delete option is what I would call that.
Yeah, that works.
Yes, sir.
I like that. So another thing they did, because oftentimes when you're tailgating, you know, one of the most important parts is food. So they did a little pull-out area here to maximize countertop space. So you've got your control panel here for making things happen on tailgating day. It's got the trash can in here, and then a couple of cabinet doors over here for room to store.
Yes, sir.
And then it's out of the way when you don't need it. It locks into the wall, and you really never know that's there.
Yeah, and I got to point out too, this laminate that they use, it's almost like a farmhouse, modern farmhouse style. I don't even know how you would describe that.
Yeah, you're out of my pay grade when we start talking about the decor items. We've got a girl named Amber Kernan that's been here forever, and she is next level when it comes to interior decor. The stuff she comes up with just blows me away every day, and I can't keep up with her.
There's so many different designs.
As soon as I learn what she's got going right now, the next coach will come and it's all new stuff that I've never heard of. And this is one, but I'll go with yours. This is definitely farmhouse laminate. Let's name it that.
I'm just amazed by all of the different design work, as a lot of you on YouTube have seen in a lot of the videos that we've shown of all of the totally different styles that they're using in these Newells, but all of them are just over the top and just leading the industry.
Thank you.
Then what's going on over here? So this is like a dark wood cutting board. I really like that everything is really light in the coach, but then you've got this dark wood here to break things up. What's going on there?
Yeah, these are pretty cool because they serve a couple of functions. You know, it covers the cooktop.
Yes, sir. Fisher Paykel cooktop.
You can also use it as a chopping block or a serving tray.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's and like you said, it breaks up all the light and brings a nice pop of color to it. So we do quite a bit of this, and I really like that design.
Yeah, that's a beautiful piece of wood there. And then also too, as I back up a little bit, I really like all of the different lighting that you see through the Newell, you know, from the floor to just below the countertops, then the ceiling, just all of the different accent lights in all of the different places. Just a stunning coach. Fisher Paykel dishwasher.
Yes. Lots of storage space in here, and we built custom dividers for them.
I like it.
This is what they wanted it to look like. It's the sizes that their silverware and cooking utensils are going to require. We do that quite a bit. Often it's at delivery, but in this case, these folks have built enough coaches with us that they know what it needs to look like. So we were able to build it before they get here.
Very cool.
And then another nice thing about a mid-entry coach is you come in right at the pantry.
Yeah.
So when it's time, hey, I forgot the Fritos for the cookout, all that stuff is right there. Occasionally you need some caffeine while you're out there, so we have that. This is a little ice maker.
Yeah.
Also very important when you're tailgating. And again, proximity to the mid door, man, you can't beat it.
Yes,
so
sir.
You have literally got within this arc one step from stepping in the mid door: pantry, coffee maker, pantry, ice maker, refrigerator, and half bathroom.
All right there.
It's absolutely perfect for a tailgating coach. And I mean, I even like it just for everyday living because, you know, you're at 500 square feet. We go to these beautiful resorts to hang out outside.
Absolutely.
And you constantly need something that's happening inside the coach. And just coming in right there is so nice.
And one other thing that you might need that you forgot to mention, the wine glass is very, you don't even need to come up more than one step and you're right at your wine glasses there. And then they've all got that Newell labeling right there as well. Now let's take a look at that half bathroom again real quick. I briefly showed it when the slide outs were in, but what a beautiful wallpaper.
Look at that light up quartz countertop too.
Oh, so this is an underlit quartz countertop. That's a pretty expensive countertop there,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, and it's after dark, you know, when you turn out the main lights and you just have these accent lights and under counter lights going, it looks so awesome. Like the glow is just an instant happy place.
Absolutely.
And a light colored coach like this, you know, it's kind of like you woke up in heaven.
True story, true story, yeah. And you know, it's amazing how much the lights can really change the mood and change the look of the coach.
Definitely.
Now the refrigerator is missing. My backpack is taking place of the refrigerator for right now.
You
So
just have to use your imagination.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is going to be, this is part of why we don't have this refrigerator in yet. This is a special order refrigerator, so it's a double door, like a 21 cubic foot, larger than our traditional Sub-Zero or General Electric refrigerators. And as we know, supply chain things are a little weird right now, so we're still waiting on this refrigerator.
Yeah, no, I noticed this little cabinet up there. What's going on up there? A little storage?
Just a little place to put baking sheets or the cover for your sink. You know, that sort of thing can go up there.
I like it. I like it. Every square inch is utilized.
Try to.
Yes, sir.
Definitely try to.
Wow. What a great looking, like you said, it feels like heaven in here.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So they've got this set up with nice, crisp, clear colors. A lot of flat surfaces, which is a little unusual for Newell. We like a lot of round things here and there, but they like the crisp, clean lines and the. I'm going to show you the pocket door because it's got a beautiful insert in it.
Oh yeah, look at that. I've got to get a close up on the texture for the folks. Just a beautiful design. And then I'm noticing too those same underlit countertops, the same material we saw, that quartz like we saw in the mid bathroom there.
And then these are pop-up chargers on the sides of the bed, so you can set your phone or iPad on top of them, and then they will come up like this so that you can plug other items into them.
Oh, okay, so it's wireless charging as well as outlets?
Right. This is what I was telling you about earlier.
Oh yeah, look at that.
This is the get ready area. And check this out. This is super cool too. Combination makeup stool.
And dog kennel.
Place for the puppy to sleep.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
I like it. I like it.
Cool?
Yeah, and again, more of that underlit countertop, and I like is that a gold or a brass hardware? I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it looks like polished brass.
Yeah,
it's
beautiful.
really heavy. I remember when this stuff first came in, picking up a piece of it, and it's like, wow, that's heavy stuff.
Yes, sir.
So you've got closets on both sides over here. Little slide out storage underneath. These are the extra sheets for the master bed and the sleeper up front, and those are some extra pillows. I've never been good at getting all the pillows ready to go, so my apologies.
Still
there.
quite a few pillows already staged. We appreciate
I thought I was
that.
done, and there's still more pillows.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and one of the things I want to point out while we're back here that I really like is the two-tone. So you've got this real bright white laminate, and then that same style wood we saw in the galley area. Just beautiful.
Wish we could see this one after dark. It looks so amazing.
Yes, sir.
Like that.
I've got a flight in a couple hours, so I won't be able to hang out. But
so These are another thing that Newell does a lot of. These are art recesses, and we have a client that is a really great artist, and she'll paint custom art for a coach if that's what you want, and then you can put it in there and not have to pull it down when you bring the slides in. Or people will hang their own art or family photos or whatever in these.
Oh, very cool.
I don't know if that shows up with it being the same color.
Yeah, you can see it's slightly
recessed there.
Yes, sir. And the rear bathroom there, that's been drawing my eye.
So this floor plan is kind of cool because we've brought the bulkhead forward, so you're not stepping up into the rear bath portion. It's a flat floor back to the head, and the vanities here, the washer and dryer are over here. Let me retract this so you can see better. These retract while you're doing laundry so that you don't have to deal with doors. It's got a space up here to keep detergents and fabric softener and that sort of thing. But I really like this, that everything is on a flat floor back to here. We've got 2 vanity sinks and of course lots of storage in here. That's a clothes hamper. And each side has its own storage area there. This is a heated towel bar, so you can put the hand towels and so on there. Another storage over here.
Yeah, it's so many just different designs. That same countertop that's underlit that we saw, but then these lights are not turned on because I don't know if the camera can handle them, but really a cool look there and beautiful design back here. Now a little step up there to get into the rear shower.
Right.
And I love how they use that same tile work on the floor and in the shower. And there's that seamless drain that we've talked about in a lot of other videos.
Nice seat right there with a place to keep your shampoo and soap bottles and everything.
Oh, back there, I like that. It's a little different. And then the shower head has not been hung yet.
Right.
The owners will say
we wait until they get here for that. The client in this case is a pretty tall guy, so we want to make sure he doesn't have to do this to get out of the shower.
Measure everything. And you have a lot of room around the head there as well. A lot of area. Good size window that's not what's the word for this window that just allows light in, but it's not transparent.
Oh yeah, translucent. We do that typically in the bathrooms. That way you don't have to remember to put a shade down. But if you do forget, you can tell Alexa to do it without having to get up.
Nice.
She'll take care of it right back here. You have a little storage over the head there.
Yeah.
And then a ton of closet space in this one.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Got a lot of drawers here.
Yeah.
And then all across the back here too.
Oh yeah, look at this.
More drawers. This one retracts, so if somebody's in the shower and someone else is in the closet,
oh, I like that.
Keep it out of the way and not be interfering with each other.
Your engineering team just thinks of everything.
Yeah,
seems like
those guys make me look smart at these shows.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is the table leaf here. As I said, the table comes out 14 inches, as does the bench seat. And then this is the when it's fully extended, there's a lot of weight on that mechanism, so we put a little clear bar in there to help support the table. So that's what that stuff is. This is the owner's manuals. This one is the one we write that's specific to the coach, and then these are the individuals for everything in the coach: dishwasher, stove, stereo systems, that sort of thing.
Brian, I can't thank you enough for the opportunity to take a look at this incredible mid-entry coach. If someone's a serious buyer and thinking about either ordering a new Newell coach or purchasing a pre-owned Newell coach, who should they get a hold of?
Well, my name is Brian Pitts. I've been here for 20 years. I've been in the industry for 32 years. I would love to help. I can be reached at brianp@newellcoach.com. Obviously, I'm at shows all over the country all the time. And if you need to get a hold of me right away, call me here at Newell Coach. The number is 888-3-NEWELL.
Awesome.
Appreciate you guys watching.
Brian, can't thank you enough. I also greatly appreciate all of you out there on YouTube subscribing to the channel and liking these videos. I hope you're all having a great day. Thanks again.
Thanks, guys. Good to see you, Andrew.
Likewise. Thanks.